Welcome to Ever-Living Spiritual Manifestation, your guide to spiritual enlightenment and personal growth. I'm excited to introduce our latest audiobook, Embracing Surrender, A Path to Spiritual Growth. In this transformative journey, author Jason Torrance invites you to explore the profound wisdom of surrender as a catalyst for spiritual evolution. Through practical insights, Embracing Surrender offers a roadmap to letting go of control and surrendering to the flow of life. As you embark on this journey, you'll discover the power of surrender in releasing resistance, cultivating trust, and aligning with the higher wisdom of the universe. Whether you're navigating through challenges or seeking to deepen your spiritual practice, this audiobook provides the tools and inspiration to embrace surrender as a path to profound transformation and inner peace. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content on your spiritual journey. Together, let's embrace the transformative power of surrender and embark on a path to spiritual growth with Embracing Surrender. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the wisdom of embracing surrender. Chapter 1: The Power of Surrender. For many of us, the idea of letting go and surrendering can be daunting. We may fear losing control or giving up our power. However, in reality, embracing surrender is a path to spiritual growth and deep inner peace. Embracing the power of letting go invites us to release our attachments and expectations, allowing us to connect more deeply with our true selves and the world around us. By surrendering our need to control every aspect of our lives, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities for growth and transformation. Spiritual surrender practices offer us the tools and techniques to cultivate a mindset of surrender in our daily lives. Through meditation, mindfulness, and reflection, we can learn to let go of our fears and anxieties, trusting in the wisdom of the universe to guide us on our path. Surrendering to the present moment allows us to fully experience the beauty and wonder of life as it unfolds, free from the constraints of the past or future. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe reminds us that we are all interconnected and part of a larger cosmic dance. When we surrender to the flow of life, we align ourselves with the natural order of things, finding peace and harmony in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. Surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is a paradoxical concept that invites us to let go of our need to understand or control everything, trusting instead in the profound mystery and power of surrender to transform our lives. In conclusion, embracing surrender as a path to spiritual growth offers us a profound opportunity to deepen our connection to ourselves, others, and the world around us. By letting go of our fears, attachments, and expectations, we open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities and potential that come from surrendering to the wisdom and power of the universe. Through soulful surrender practices, we can cultivate a mindset of surrender in our daily lives, finding peace, joy, and fulfillment in the present moment. Understanding the concept of surrender. Understanding the concept of surrender is essential for spiritual growth and personal development. In the realm of soulful surrender, we learn the power of letting go of control and trusting in a higher power. Surrendering is not a sign of weakness, but rather a courageous act of releasing our fears and insecurities. By surrendering, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities that we may have never considered before. Spiritual surrender practices can range from meditation and prayer to simply taking a deep breath and letting go of tension and worry. Surrendering to the present moment allows us to fully experience the here and now, without getting caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. When we surrender to the rhythm of the universe, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself means acknowledging that we do not have all the answers and that it is okay to not always be in control. Surrendering is a humbling experience that reminds us of our interconnectedness with all living beings and the greater forces at work in the world. It is a practice of surrendering our egos and surrendering to something greater than ourselves. In our daily lives, we can practice surrender by letting go of expectations, attachments, and judgments. By surrendering to the present moment, we can find peace and contentment in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe allows us to trust in the divine timing of events and let go of the need to constantly be in control. Embracing surrender as a way of life can lead to greater joy, fulfillment, and spiritual growth in all areas of our lives. Benefits of surrendering in everyday life. In our fast-paced and hectic world, the concept of surrender may seem counterintuitive. We are often taught to strive for control and independence, to push through challenges and obstacles with sheer determination. However, there is great power in surrendering in everyday life. Surrendering does not mean giving up or being weak, but rather it is about trusting in the flow of life and letting go of the need to constantly be in control. One of the key benefits of surrendering in everyday life is the sense of peace and inner calm that it can bring. When we release our attachment to outcomes and surrender to the present moment, we can let go of anxiety and stress. By relinquishing the need to control every aspect of our lives, we can experience a greater sense of ease and acceptance. Surrendering allows us to be in tune with the rhythm of the universe, trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. Surrendering also opens us up to new opportunities and possibilities that we may not have considered before. When we let go of our preconceived notions and expectations, we create space for the universe to work its magic in our lives. Surrendering can lead to unexpected blessings and serendipitous moments that we may have missed if we were too focused on controlling every detail. By surrendering, we allow ourselves to be guided by a higher power and to flow with the natural course of events. Another benefit of surrendering in everyday life is the deep sense of connection and unity that it can bring. When we surrender to the wisdom of surrender itself, we acknowledge that we are not alone in this journey. We are part of something much greater than ourselves, and by surrendering, we align ourselves with the divine flow of life. Surrendering allows us to tap into a source of wisdom and guidance that is beyond our limited human understanding, leading us to a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. In conclusion, embracing surrender in everyday life can lead to profound growth and transformation. By letting go of the need to control and surrendering to the present moment, the rhythm of the universe, and the wisdom of surrender itself, we can experience greater peace, connection, and fulfillment. Surrendering is not a sign of weakness, but rather a powerful practice that can help us navigate life's challenges with grace and ease. So I encourage you to release your grip on control and embrace the power of surrender in your everyday life. Chapter 2: Soulful Surrender, Embracing the Power of Letting Go. Letting go of control. Letting go of control is one of the most challenging yet rewarding practices on the spiritual journey towards growth and self-discovery. In our fast-paced world, we often find ourselves trying to micromanage every aspect of our lives, believing that we can control our outcomes and avoid uncertainty. However, true freedom and peace come from surrendering this control and trusting in the greater wisdom and power of the universe. Soulful surrender is about releasing our attachment to outcomes and allowing ourselves to flow with the rhythm of life. It is about letting go of the need to constantly be in charge and instead embracing the beauty of surrendering to the unknown. When we surrender, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences that we may have never imagined for ourselves. One powerful practice for embracing surrender is to let go of our expectations and judgments about the present moment. By surrendering to the here and now, we can fully experience the beauty and magic that exists in every moment. Instead of trying to force things to happen the way we want them to, we can surrender to the flow of life and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe means aligning ourselves with the natural flow of energy and allowing ourselves to be guided by a higher power. When we let go of our need to control every little detail, we can tap into the infinite wisdom and intelligence of the universe, which will guide us towards our highest good. By surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, we can find peace, joy, and fulfillment in every moment. Ultimately, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is about recognizing the power and freedom that comes from letting go. When we release our need to control, we open ourselves up to a world of infinite possibilities and potential. Embracing surrender is a transformative practice that can lead us towards a deeper connection with ourselves, others, and the divine. Trust in the power of surrender, and watch as your life unfolds in ways you never thought possible. Releasing attachments. Everyday people often find themselves holding on to things, people, or beliefs that hinder their spiritual growth and inner peace. By releasing attachments, we create space for new opportunities, growth, and transformation in our lives. Soulful surrender is about embracing the power of letting go. It is about surrendering our need for control and trusting in the divine plan for our lives. When we release attachments, we open ourselves up to the flow of the universe, allowing it to guide us towards our highest good. By surrendering to the process of letting go, we free ourselves from the burden of holding on to things that no longer serve us. Spiritual surrender practices can help us release attachments and cultivate a deeper sense of peace and contentment. These practices can include meditation, journaling, mindfulness, and self-reflection. By incorporating these practices into our daily routine, we can begin to identify and release the attachments that are holding us back from living our fullest potential. Surrendering to the present moment is an essential part of releasing attachments. When we are fully present in the now, we can let go of worries about the past or future and focus on what is happening in the present moment. By surrendering to the present moment, we can release attachments to outcomes and expectations, allowing us to experience life with a sense of ease and acceptance. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe means trusting in the divine timing of events in our lives. When we release attachments to our own timelines and agendas, we can surrender to the flow of life and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. By surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, we can let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives and instead surrender to the wisdom of surrender itself. Trusting in the universe's plan. Trusting in the universe's plan can be a challenging concept for many of us to grasp. In a world where we are constantly striving for control and certainty, surrendering to the unknown can feel uncomfortable and daunting. However, when we open ourselves up to the idea that there is a greater force at play, one that is guiding us along our path, we can begin to release the need for control and embrace the beauty of surrender. Soulful surrender is about relinquishing our attachment to outcomes and trusting that the universe has a plan for us that is far greater than anything we could imagine for ourselves. It requires us to let go of our fears and doubts and have faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. By surrendering to the universe's plan, we can free ourselves from the limitations of our own minds and open ourselves up to endless possibilities. There are many spiritual surrender practices that can help us cultivate trust in the universe's plan. Meditation, prayer, and mindfulness are just a few examples of practices that can help us connect with the divine and surrender to the present moment. By quieting our minds and tuning into the wisdom of our hearts, we can begin to see the signs and synchronicities that are guiding us along our path. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe means letting go of our need to control every aspect of our lives and instead allowing ourselves to flow with the natural ebb and flow of life. When we surrender to the rhythm of the universe, we can begin to trust that everything is happening for a reason and that we are exactly where we are meant to be in this moment. By surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, we can find peace and contentment in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. Ultimately, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is about embracing the power of letting go and trusting that the universe has a plan for us that is far greater than anything we could imagine for ourselves. It requires us to release our attachment to outcomes and have faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. When we surrender to the wisdom of surrender itself, we can begin to experience a profound sense of peace and trust in the universe's plan for us. Chapter 3: Spiritual Surrender Practices. Meditation for Surrender. For people seeking spiritual growth and a deeper connection to themselves and the world around them, meditation can be a powerful tool to help let go and surrender to the present moment. Soulful surrender is about embracing the power of letting go and trusting in the flow of life. Through meditation, we can quiet the mind and connect with our inner selves, allowing us to release control and surrender to the unknown. By letting go of our fears and attachments, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences that we may not have considered before. Spiritual surrender practices often involve letting go of our ego and surrendering to a higher power or a universal energy. Through meditation, we can connect with this higher power and tap into a sense of peace and acceptance that goes beyond our individual desires and concerns. By surrendering to this greater wisdom, we can find a sense of purpose and meaning in our lives that transcends the everyday challenges and struggles we face. Surrendering to the present moment is a key aspect of meditation practice. By focusing on our breath and grounding ourselves in the here and now, we can let go of worries about the past or future and simply be present with what is. This practice of mindfulness can help us cultivate a sense of gratitude and acceptance for the beauty and complexity of life as it unfolds in each moment. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is about trusting in the natural flow of life and allowing things to unfold in their own time. Through meditation, we can align ourselves with this cosmic rhythm and surrender to the guidance and wisdom that is always available to us. By letting go of our need to control outcomes and instead surrendering to the process, we can find peace and clarity in the midst of uncertainty and change. Ultimately, by surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself, we can open ourselves up to a deeper connection to ourselves, others, and the world around us, finding a sense of peace and fulfillment that comes from letting go and trusting in the journey. Journaling for surrender. The simple act of journaling can be a powerful tool in the practice of surrender. For everyday people looking to deepen their spiritual growth and embrace the power of letting go, journaling can serve as a gateway to surrendering to the present moment, the rhythm of the universe, and the wisdom of surrender itself. Soulful surrender is about releasing control and trusting in a higher power. By putting pen to paper and allowing our thoughts and emotions to flow freely, we can begin to let go of our need to control every aspect of our lives. Through journaling, we can surrender our fears, doubts, and insecurities, and make space for divine guidance to enter our lives. Spiritual surrender practices often involve letting go of attachment to outcomes and surrendering to the unknown. Journaling can help us navigate this process by allowing us to reflect on our desires, fears, and expectations. By writing down our thoughts and feelings, we can gain clarity on what we truly want and release the need to force things to happen in a certain way. This act of surrendering to the flow of life can bring us peace and acceptance. Surrendering to the present moment is a key aspect of spiritual growth and mindfulness. Through journaling, we can cultivate a deeper awareness of our thoughts and emotions in the here and now. By writing about our experiences, we can learn to let go of the past and future, and fully embrace the beauty and richness of the present moment. Journaling can help us surrender to what is, rather than what we wish it to be. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is about aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life. By journaling regularly, we can tune into our intuition and connect with the wisdom of the universe. Through writing, we can surrender to the guidance and support that is always available to us, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Journaling for surrender is a practice of letting go and opening ourselves up to the infinite possibilities that await us. Mindfulness for surrender. It is important to be present and aware in our daily lives in order to fully embrace the practice of surrender. Mindfulness is a powerful tool that can help us let go of control and trust in the natural flow of life. By cultivating mindfulness, we can learn to surrender our fears, worries, and attachments, allowing us to experience greater peace and freedom. One of the key aspects of mindfulness for surrender is learning to let go of the need to constantly be in control. When we are able to release our grip on the outcomes of our actions and trust in the universe's plan for us, we can experience a profound sense of surrender. By staying present in the moment and accepting things as they are, we can let go of resistance and open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. Surrendering to the present moment is another important practice in mindfulness for surrender. By fully immersing ourselves in the here and now, we can let go of regrets about the past and anxieties about the future. When we surrender to the present moment, we can experience a deep sense of peace and contentment, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is a powerful practice that can help us align our lives with the natural flow of life. When we surrender to the universe's timing and trust in its wisdom, we can let go of the need to force things to happen on our own timeline. By surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, we can experience greater ease and grace in our lives, knowing that everything is happening in perfect divine order. Ultimately, mindfulness for surrender is about embracing the wisdom of surrender itself. When we practice mindfulness and surrender in our daily lives, we can experience a profound sense of peace, freedom, and connection to something greater than ourselves. By letting go of control and trusting in the natural flow of life, we can open ourselves up to the transformative power of surrender and experience true spiritual growth. Chapter 4: Surrendering to the Present Moment. Embracing mindfulness. In our fast-paced society, it can be easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. We often find ourselves constantly multitasking, trying to juggle a million things at once. However, embracing mindfulness can help us slow down and truly appreciate the present moment. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. By embracing mindfulness, we can cultivate a sense of peace and tranquility in our lives. One of the key aspects of soulful surrender is learning to let go of control and trust in the universe. When we surrender to the flow of life and trust that everything is happening for a reason, we can let go of our worries and anxieties. By embracing mindfulness, we can learn to surrender to the present moment and let go of our need to constantly be in control. This can lead to a greater sense of peace and contentment in our lives. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is another important aspect of mindfulness. When we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, we can find a sense of harmony and balance. By embracing mindfulness, we can learn to let go of our need to constantly be pushing and striving, and instead allow ourselves to be carried by the ebb and flow of life. This can help us to feel more connected to the world around us and to find a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. Surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is a powerful practice that can help us to let go of our attachments and expectations. When we surrender to the wisdom of surrender, we can release our need to control outcomes and instead trust in the process of life. By embracing mindfulness, we can learn to let go of our fears and insecurities and instead open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities that exist in each moment. This can lead to a greater sense of freedom and joy in our lives. In conclusion, embracing mindfulness is a powerful practice that can help us to surrender to the present moment, the rhythm of the universe, and the wisdom of surrender itself. By cultivating a sense of mindfulness in our lives, we can find a greater sense of peace, purpose, and connection. So let go of your worries and fears, and embrace the practice of mindfulness today. Being present in everyday life. In our fast-paced world, it can be easy to get caught up in the chaos of everyday life. We often find ourselves multitasking, rushing from one thing to the next, and constantly worrying about what the future holds. But what if we took a step back and focused on being present in the moment? This is where the power of surrender comes into play. By surrendering to the present moment, we can find peace and clarity in the midst of our busy lives. Soulful surrender is about letting go of control and trusting in the universe to guide us. It's about releasing our attachment to outcomes and surrendering to the flow of life. When we practice soulful surrender, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities that we may have never considered before. By surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, we can align ourselves with the natural order of things and find greater peace and harmony in our lives. One of the key practices of spiritual surrender is learning to let go of our ego and embrace humility. When we surrender to the wisdom of surrender itself, we can release our need to be in control and instead trust in the divine plan that is unfolding. Surrendering to the wisdom of surrender means letting go of our fears and insecurities and opening ourselves up to the guidance of our higher selves. It's about relinquishing our need to be right, and instead embracing the idea that we are all connected and part of something much greater than ourselves. When we surrender to the present moment, we can fully experience the beauty and joy that surrounds us. By letting go of our worries and anxieties about the future, we can focus on what is happening right now and find gratitude in the little moments that make up our lives. Surrendering to the present moment allows us to fully engage with the world around us and appreciate the simple pleasures that bring us joy. Embracing surrender in our everyday lives is a powerful practice that can bring us greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment. By surrendering to the rhythm of the universe and trusting in the wisdom of surrender itself, we can find a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. So, take a moment to pause, breathe, and surrender to the present moment. You may just find that by letting go, you can truly embrace the beauty and wonder of life. Letting go of past and future worries. In the journey of spiritual growth, one of the most challenging yet transformative practices is letting go of past and future worries. As everyday people navigating through the ups and downs of life, we often find ourselves consumed by regrets of the past or anxieties about the future. However, true growth and inner peace can only be achieved by surrendering these worries to the universe and embracing the present moment with open arms. Soulful surrender is about recognizing that we are not in control of everything that happens in our lives. It is about trusting in the divine order of the universe and surrendering our fears and doubts to a higher power. By letting go of past regrets and future anxieties, we create space for new opportunities and blessings to flow into our lives. One powerful spiritual surrender practice is to simply let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. Instead of trying to force things to happen according to our own plans, we can surrender to the rhythm of the universe and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. This practice allows us to release the burden of trying to micromanage every detail and instead surrender to the flow of life. Surrendering to the present moment is another key aspect of letting go of past and future worries. When we are fully present in the here and now, we are able to release the grip of our fears and anxieties. By focusing on the present moment, we can find peace and clarity in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. Ultimately, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is a profound practice that can lead to deep spiritual growth and transformation. When we surrender our worries and fears to the universe, we open ourselves up to a higher wisdom that guides us towards our highest good. By embracing surrender in all its forms, we can find peace, joy, and fulfillment in every moment of our lives. Chapter 5: Surrendering to the Rhythm of the Universe. Trusting in Divine Timing. Trusting in divine timing is a concept that can be challenging for many of us to grasp. In a world where we are constantly encouraged to take control of our lives and make things happen on our own timeline, the idea of surrendering to something greater can feel counterintuitive. However, when we learn to trust in divine timing, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and opportunities that we may have never imagined. One of the key aspects of trusting in divine timing is learning to let go of our need to control every aspect of our lives. When we release the grip of trying to force things to happen on our own schedule, we create space for the universe to work its magic. By surrendering to the flow of life, we allow ourselves to be guided by a higher power that knows what is best for us, even if we can't see it in the moment. Surrendering to the present moment is another important practice in learning to trust in divine timing. When we are constantly focused on the past or the future, we miss out on the beauty and opportunities that are right in front of us. By surrendering to the present moment, we can fully experience the richness of life and open ourselves up to the synchronicities and blessings that come our way. Trusting in divine timing also means surrendering to the rhythm of the universe. Just as the tides ebb and flow, so too does the universe work in mysterious and perfect ways. When we surrender to this rhythm, we can trust that everything is happening exactly as it should, even if it doesn't make sense to us in the moment. By letting go of our need to understand and control every little detail, we can relax into the flow of life and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. In the end, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is perhaps the most powerful practice of all. When we embrace the concept of surrender and trust in divine timing, we open ourselves up to a world of peace, abundance, and joy that is beyond our wildest dreams. By letting go of our need to control and allowing ourselves to be guided by something greater, we can experience a deep sense of connection and purpose that transcends our limited understanding. Trusting in divine timing is not always easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. Aligning with the energy of the universe. In order to truly embrace surrender in our everyday lives, it is essential to align ourselves with the energy of the universe. This means letting go of our ego-driven desires and expectations, and instead opening ourselves up to the flow of life. When we are able to surrender to the greater wisdom and power of the universe, we can experience a sense of peace and fulfillment that goes beyond anything we could achieve through our own efforts. One way to align with the energy of the universe is to practice gratitude on a daily basis. By expressing gratitude for the blessings in our lives, we can shift our focus away from what we lack and towards what we have. This simple practice can help us to cultivate a sense of abundance and connection to the universe, allowing us to feel more supported and guided in our journey. Another important aspect of aligning with the energy of the universe is surrendering to the present moment. This means letting go of regrets about the past and worries about the future, and instead fully immersing ourselves in the here and now. When we are able to surrender to the present moment, we can experience a deep sense of peace and acceptance that allows us to fully appreciate the beauty and wonder of life. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is also key to aligning with its energy. This means trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it may not always seem that way to us. When we can surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life, we can navigate challenges with grace and resilience, knowing that we are always supported by the greater forces at play. Ultimately, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is perhaps the most powerful practice of all. When we can let go of the need to control everything and instead trust in the process of surrender, we can experience a profound sense of freedom and liberation. By aligning with the energy of the universe in this way, we can open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities and blessings that life has to offer. Finding peace in surrendering to the flow. In our fast-paced, modern world, it can be difficult to find moments of peace and tranquility. We are constantly bombarded with distractions and expectations, making it challenging to simply be in the present moment. However, there is a profound power in surrendering to the flow of life, letting go of our need to control everything and trusting in the wisdom of the universe. Soulful surrender is about releasing our grip on the things we cannot change and embracing the beauty of the unknown. It is a practice of letting go of our fears and doubts, allowing ourselves to be guided by something greater than ourselves. When we surrender in this way, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences that we may never have imagined. One of the key spiritual surrender practices is learning to surrender to the present moment. This means fully immersing ourselves in the here and now, letting go of regrets about the past and worries about the future. By surrendering to the present moment, we can find a sense of peace and contentment that transcends our everyday struggles. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is another powerful practice that can help us find peace and harmony in our lives. When we let go of our need to control every aspect of our existence, and instead trust in the natural flow of life, we can experience a profound sense of freedom and ease. By surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, we can align ourselves with the greater forces at work in the world and find a sense of purpose and direction. Ultimately, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is about recognizing that true power lies in letting go. When we release our attachment to outcomes and surrender to the flow of life, we can find a deep sense of peace and fulfillment. By embracing surrender as a daily practice, we can open ourselves up to a world of infinite possibilities and experience the transformative power of letting go. Chapter 6: Surrendering to the Wisdom of Surrender Itself. Embracing the Unknown. In life, we often find ourselves facing the unknown. Whether it's a new job opportunity, a relationship, or a health diagnosis, the uncertainty of what lies ahead can be daunting. However, it is important to remember that embracing the unknown is a crucial part of our spiritual growth. By surrendering to the uncertainty and letting go of our need for control, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities that we may have never imagined. Soulful surrender is about releasing our fears and doubts, and trusting in the wisdom of the universe to guide us. It is about letting go of our attachments to outcomes and surrendering to the flow of life. When we embrace the unknown in this way, we allow ourselves to be more present in each moment, and to experience a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. One powerful practice for embracing the unknown is to surrender to the present moment. Instead of worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, focus on being fully present in the here and now. Practice mindfulness and awareness, and allow yourself to fully experience each moment as it unfolds. By surrendering to the present moment, you can let go of the need to control the future, and instead trust in the process of life. Another important aspect of embracing the unknown is surrendering to the rhythm of the universe. Just as the tides ebb and flow, and the seasons change, life is constantly in motion. By surrendering to the natural rhythms of the universe, we can align ourselves with the flow of life and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. This can help us to let go of our need for certainty and control, and instead embrace the beauty and mystery of the unknown. Ultimately, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is a powerful practice for embracing the unknown. By letting go of our resistance and opening ourselves up to the unknown, we can tap into a deeper sense of trust and faith in the universe. We can release our fears and doubts, and surrender to the guidance and support that is always available to us. In doing so, we can experience a profound sense of peace, purpose, and connection to something greater than ourselves. Embracing the unknown is not always easy, but it is a necessary part of our spiritual growth and evolution. By surrendering to the unknown, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities, and experience a deeper sense of peace, fulfillment, and connection to the world around us. Finding strength in vulnerability. In our journey towards spiritual growth, we often come across the idea of surrender. Surrendering can be a challenging concept for many of us, as it requires us to let go of control and trust in something greater than ourselves. However, it is in our vulnerability that we can find strength. When we allow ourselves to be open and honest about our struggles, we create space for growth and transformation. Soulful surrender is about embracing the power of letting go. It is about releasing our attachment to outcomes and surrendering to the flow of life. When we surrender, we invite in a sense of peace and serenity that can only come from trusting in the universe's plan for us. By letting go of our need to control every aspect of our lives, we can experience a sense of freedom and liberation that is truly transformative. One of the key spiritual surrender practices is surrendering to the present moment. This means fully embracing the here and now, without getting caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. When we surrender to the present moment, we can find a sense of peace and contentment that is always available to us, no matter what challenges we may be facing. It is in this moment that we can find strength and resilience to navigate whatever comes our way. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is another powerful practice that can help us find strength in vulnerability. When we trust in the natural flow of life and surrender to the wisdom of the universe, we can tap into a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. By aligning ourselves with the rhythm of the universe, we can find a sense of peace and harmony that can guide us on our spiritual journey. Ultimately, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is a practice that can help us find strength in vulnerability. When we embrace the idea of surrender as a source of power and transformation, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. By letting go of our need to control and trusting in something greater than ourselves, we can find the strength and resilience to face whatever challenges come our way. Embracing surrender is a powerful practice that can help us grow and evolve on our spiritual journey. Surrendering to self-transformation. In the journey of self-transformation, one of the most powerful tools we can utilize is surrender. Surrendering to the process of growth and change allows us to release our resistance and open ourselves up to new possibilities. It requires us to let go of our need for control and instead trust in the flow of life. Surrendering to self-transformation is a profound act of courage and faith in oneself. Soulful surrender is about embracing the power of letting go. It is about releasing our attachment to outcomes and surrendering to the divine wisdom that guides us. When we surrender to the unknown, we create space for miracles to unfold in our lives. It is a practice of humility and trust, allowing us to surrender our ego and align with our higher self. Soulful surrender invites us to surrender our fears and doubts, and instead embrace the power of love and faith. Spiritual surrender practices are essential for deepening our connection to the divine. Through practices such as meditation, prayer, and mindfulness, we can cultivate a sense of surrender in our daily lives. These practices help us to surrender to the present moment, letting go of our worries about the past and future. By surrendering to the present moment, we can experience a sense of peace and clarity that transcends our egoic mind. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe is about aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life. It is about trusting that everything happens in divine timing, and that we are always supported by the universe. When we surrender to the rhythm of the universe, we can let go of our need to force things to happen, and instead allow things to unfold organically. Surrendering in this way allows us to surrender to the wisdom of surrender itself, recognizing that surrender is not a sign of weakness, but rather a profound act of strength and courage. In embracing surrender, we open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities of self-transformation. It is a journey of letting go of our old ways of being and opening ourselves up to new ways of living. By surrendering to the process of growth and change, we can step into our true power and potential. Surrendering to self-transformation is an act of love and self-acceptance, allowing us to embrace the beauty and mystery of life. Embracing surrender as a daily practice for spiritual growth. In conclusion, embracing surrender as a daily practice for spiritual growth is essential for everyday people looking to deepen their connection to the divine and find peace within themselves. By letting go of control and surrendering to the flow of life, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities for growth and transformation. Surrendering allows us to release our grip on the past and the future, and instead, fully embrace the present moment with gratitude and mindfulness. One of the key aspects of soulful surrender is understanding the power of letting go. By releasing our attachment to outcomes and expectations, we create space for miracles to occur and for the universe to work its magic in our lives. Surrendering to the present moment is a practice that requires us to be fully present and engaged in each moment, without judgment or resistance. This practice allows us to experience life more fully and deeply, and to connect with our inner wisdom and intuition. Surrendering to the rhythm of the universe means trusting in the divine order of things and knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This practice helps us to let go of fear and doubt, and to surrender to the flow of life with grace and ease. Finally, surrendering to the wisdom of surrender itself is a powerful practice that allows us to surrender our ego and align with our higher self, our true essence. By embracing surrender as a way of life, we can experience greater peace, joy, and fulfillment in all areas of our lives. Finally, by embracing surrender as a daily practice for spiritual growth, we can cultivate a deeper connection to our inner selves, the divine, and the world around us. Letting go of control and surrendering to the flow of life allows us to experience greater peace, joy, and abundance in every moment. Embrace surrender as a way of life, and watch as your spiritual journey unfolds in ways you never thought possible. As we conclude our journey through Embracing Surrender, A Path to Spiritual Growth by Jason Torrance, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for joining us on this transformative exploration. May the wisdom and insights shared in this audiobook inspire you to embrace surrender as a powerful tool for spiritual evolution and personal growth. Remember, true surrender is not about giving up, but rather, letting go and trusting in the divine flow of life. If you found value in this audiobook, don't forget to show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your support allows us to continue sharing empowering content that uplifts and inspires. Thank you for being a part of our community and for your commitment to your spiritual journey. Together, let's continue to embrace surrender and cultivate a life filled with peace, joy, and spiritual abundance. With gratitude and warmest wishes. Ever-living spiritual manifestation.